when you get into contract development, you have to install this huge stack. It takes a lot of time. And then by the time you finish installing the stack, you forget what you're trying to do. So with Remix, it's an online IDE, or at least one flavor of Remix is an online IDE. So it's all there. And you can just start investigating Solidity. If you're doing that, you can deploy contracts.
Welcome to the DevNTell podcast, where founders, hackers, and anyone in between showcase their products built on the bleeding edge of tech. GM, welcome to the show, Rob and Stephane. I am so excited to have you guys on. Remix is one of the core staples a lot of smart contract developers have, like myself as well, have used to get up and learning, experiment quickly. So I'm really, really excited to finally get you guys on the show here to kind of go through all the nooks and crannies of of the product. But I guess before that, would you guys just like to give an introduction about yourselves?
Yeah, I'm the DevRel lead of Remix. I've been there for since 2017. Remix has been going, and I was not the first person in Remix at all. So Remix is going for a long time. Yeah, so I've been seeing the evolution since then. Stephane?
Hi everyone, I am Stephane and I am the lead AI developer at Remix, and I've joined Remix around about two and a half years now, and we have been making huge amount of updates regarding the AI integration.
Amazing. And yeah, that's awesome to see. Well, firstly, you've been around quite a while there in this project, Rob. That's almost 9 years running. That's quite a bit of years in crypto years. So you know the product really well in and out. And Stephane, that's awesome to hear that you guys are on the AI train as well, integrating that into the product. I'm just curious, like, how did you both kind of get into the technology space and eventually find yourselves working on Remix?
Many years ago, I took a class at MIT called Telecommunications for Artists, and someone in the class ended up at the EF. Actually, he's head of the EF, and but along the way, people were talking about Ethereum, and I started getting more and more curious about it.
And then, was there a particular point of interest that pushed you to go down the rabbit hole to explore further?
Just I got a job here.
Fair enough.
It was like, oh, I got to get up to speed, and yes, but just the technology was so interesting that there was a lot to grab onto. So,
for sure. And we lost Stephane there for a moment. Stephane, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome. So I guess Mike's passed to you. Like, how did you see yourself, or how did you start in technology and find yourself working on Remix?
So actually, it's quite a funny path, though. I started being like a traditional machine learning engineer or artificial intelligence engineer, training models from here to there, and then I always wanted to know how the blockchain is working. I mean, for every computer science student out there, at some point of time, you have this point where you might dive in some rabbit holes and say, okay, I really want to know what is actually going on here. Everyone is talking about it. And I happen to know Jan, who's actually the head at Remix. And we've been playing music together. And one day, some days he said, hey, you are a computer scientist, and maybe you can take a look at this. And this is how I got into it. And now it's been some years now, and it's been quite a ride, I would say. I would put it like this. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed, and yeah, it's awesome to see kind of Remix, at least from the time I started using it back in 2020, 2021, kind of evolve into this broader educational tool and more. But I won't steal you guys' thunder, and I'll let you tell the story there. But yeah, I guess for folks who might be new into the world of smart contract development, what is Remix and what problems does it solve?
So usually when you get into contract development, you have to install this huge stack. It takes a lot of time. And then by the time you finish installing the stack, you forget what you're trying to do. So with Remix, it's an online IDE, or at least one flavor of Remix is an online IDE. So it's all there. And you can just start getting interested in, start investigating Solidity. If you're doing that, you can deploy contracts. And a lot of projects like link to Remix because they can show off their technology inside of Remix, or people give their clients even Remix to load up to check out their projects or to deploy, have the clients deploy. It's an interesting tool because, it's a learning environment, but it's also a development environment. We didn't say oh, you can just compile here. And because you can do a lot of the major blockchain operations in Remix, and also do it with a visual interface, it has a ease of use, and it kind of promotes hands-on understanding of what's happening in this a world that's sometimes hard to grasp.
Yeah. Stephane, did you have something to add?
I think just maybe to complete what Rob said, Remix IDE is just a normal IDE abstraction that offers, typical normal user a much more lighter and easier way to get into the Web3 environment, in the sense that you don't even have, as Rob was saying initially, you don't have to install a lot of tools. It's just bring your contract, select the chain where you want to deploy a contract on, and then you are good to go. You don't have to install anything, and this is one of the powerful feature that Remix actually has to provide.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, Rob, you were going to say
something? Yeah, just so that these days with AI, the whole developer workflow is changing.
Yeah, indeed.
And vibe coding wasn't here 2-3 years ago. So and Remix as this prototyping tool and learning tool, has to respond to vibe coders, to people, and people are learning in totally different ways now. But people still need to learn. So the workflow is changing, in Remix and in all other tools as well.
Yeah, it most definitely is. And I guess, Stephane, since we're on the topic of AI, what are some of the neat AI features you guys have introduced onto the platform?
There are actually a lot that I barely can concentrate myself on. Very picking one to expose to the public, but we are bringing we are pretty much concentrating everything on automatic. Automatizing everything, making everything to be run by an LLM. You can sit outside somewhere there and then just ask the LLM to even deploy a contract for you, to kind of write a contract, deploy it for you, and provide you with a dApp without even writing one single line of code, which is something that is pretty new to the environment, to the Web3 environment. So back then you used to, with back then, I refer to maybe 6 months or 1 year ago, you will have to vibe code your contract, vibe code your front end environment, and maybe if you need a back end and so on. Nowadays, you don't even need any of these. You just start with a prompt, and then you get a full solution where you have a contract which is waiting for you, a contract which is deployed on a specific chain, and you also have a dApp, a front end environment where you can actually communicate with your contract sitting somewhere. So in short, a one prompt solution.
Also, in like most developers who are working on smart contracts, or not most, but some would like be afraid of the front end. And then with all this vibe coding tools, like front end is part of it now. So now front ends are part of Remix. And, you know, going from the concept, prototype the concept all the way to the front end is part of our workflow. So also a kind of interesting thing is like the hard part was just getting the thing to work. And now it's like, of course you have to get it to work, but you also have to promote it. And so I think that's why mini apps are becoming important, because they kind of give some visibility to devs who are just coming up with some ideas. Yeah. And so in the Remix front end builder, you can make base mini apps there, or coming up. That's a upcoming project, which I'll unveil in a few minutes.
Excellent. And I guess that's a good segue. I know you both wanted to share your screens, so we can kind of get into that if you guys want to go give us a showcase, a tour around Remix.
Okay, I'll start sharing screen. It's also a little bit of a presentation, just a couple slides, and then kind of bouncing forth between that and presentation of demos.
And for anyone watching us live today, if you have any questions for Rob or Stephane, please bring those up and type them in the comments, and we will address them as we go along here. So Rob, I'll be bringing up your screen here. All right. Yeah, you're good to go.
Let's start the slideshow. There we go. So we've been working on a coming release, which is going into beta hopefully next week, and actually we're looking for beta testers for this new release. So this new release has updated the Remix deploy and run panel, the debugger, but it also has some new features. I mean, I guess one thing that we didn't get into in the first part of our conversation was like Remix was a Ethereum Foundation project until July. And so now we're on our own. And so that means that we have to find some funding. And that means we're going to start after this release is out of beta, we're going to have user accounts. And those user accounts are going to have cloud storage and increased MCP integrations and more LLM choice and chat history for AI chats, and the AI-assisted front-end builder. Also in this release are some revamps of the deploy and run and the debugger. So we're like kind of venturing into user accounts and paid user accounts. So that would be Remix Pro. So the MCPs are going to be like, right now it's the graph, so you can query a subgraph, AMP, the graph's new database, some Alchemy, you can query blockchain data and get prices in the AI chat. And you can ask the AI to, opens up one contract and adjust it in one go. Actually, Stephane, why don't you demo this stuff?
You're on mute, Stephane.
Okay, sure. I can do a slide demo. Let me just prepare these. Okay. Then I share my screen. Okay.
All right. Good to go.
So I'm good to go. So this is technically the starting or the landing page that you will all get in the beta release or next week when we are done with the actual release.
Oh,
So,
yeah, but these specific tools are going to be after the full release. So after it's out of beta.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, on your right-hand side, you have the Remix AI assistant, which has been packed with a lot of features that connect deeply with the IDE, such as you don't have elsewhere. I mean, one of the particular reasons why you also need Remix is that this AI assistant in Remix is that other AI assistants such as Cloud Code do not have such integration. And I will show you what I mean through that. Here we have a default workspace. Whenever you select a contract, I mean, obviously you can also review that contract, but what we want to do, what I prepare for you is is generating a new workspace, which will generate a contract for you or an entire workspace for you with exactly what you want to have. Let's say you want to generate, Rob, do you have a specific prompt I can use?
Oh, the one I sent you about make a ERC20 with with a limited number of tokens available to get minted. So it's a customized ERC20. Just an example of that.
Yeah. We are making a new workspace that contains an ERC20 token that can have up to 10 token holders. Also, no more than 40 token can be minted. Now we generate, and then the AI in the background is cooking. And the good thing about it is that the user is only getting a contract which is compilable, which has been reviewed for, say, a vulnerability, not holding any vulnerability. We help. Yeah. And he's also getting a compilable contract, so the user might not be fumbling around inside the contract trying to fix any error and so on. As you get the contract, as you can see here, you have a new workspace which is created. It is here. The name of the workspace, you can navigate through the files and watch pretty much everything. Now the thing is, you can ask the AI to compile the contract that he just generated. We already know there are specific MCP features that have been integrated in order to support this. You can also ask the AI deploy the contract. Right now, it will be deploying this contract on the Remix VM. If you have MetaMask installed in your browser, you can also ask the AI to switch to MetaMask. You will get prompted in MetaMask access prompt so that the Remix will have access to your wallet. Then you will be connected to the Remix environment, and then you can tell him, okay, I want you to deploy this specific contract either on Sepolia or on mainnet, and so on.
And it will work with any browser wallet.
Yeah, exactly. It will work with any browser wallet. You can navigate there, browser extension, and then or wallet connect in order to connect to any browser type. As you deploy the contract, there is new, very fascinated AI feature, which is creating it up for you. I can just say, okay.
Oh, I'll show. Okay, I'll get into that one, Stephane. Just if you could show the prompt so you can query like the state of the blockchain.
Yeah.
So that was just an example of like querying something that you couldn't do with Claude because it's going to query some blockchain data, like who owns or how many NFTs does this account own on ETH mainnet, so that you can't do that unless you're connected basically to the Alchemy API.
Yeah.
So we're connected here.
I mean, in the background, there are some MCPs that have been connected to Alchemy, which are actually operating, I mean, on behalf of Remix, and these are the holders, the different NFTs these address actually own. So with a simple prompt from the Remix environment, you can actually query the blockchain without even having to go to any specific provider and so on, which is also one of the envying feature we are providing right now.
And I'll show the front end builder now. Oh, but also you can show. I'll get into it too. Stephane, can you show it? Do you have the prompt history there?
Oh yeah, I do also have the prompt history. We can go in a prompt history.
And this will be saved as part of cloud storage. So when you come back, or if you change computers and you log in, then you can check your prompt history.
Provided that you are signed into an account. Yeah, it will
So
work.
That's the coming feature of user accounts, which involves prompt history and also saving your workspaces in the cloud. So if you change your computers, you can always get access to it or using it, whatever. And so I'll share my screen now.
Okay.
Sure. I'll remove yours and I'll bring. Yeah, now you're sharing, Rob.
Okay. So here's a little video of the front end builder. Is it going? There. So he's deploying it to a public testnet. It's going to get deployed, and then, oops. So now here's this. If he's describing what he wants the dApp to look like, and you can also upload an image or a Figma file that would, be the basis of the design, and you could create it as a base mini app. And then for that, you have to kind of go back and forth between the base app and Remix to register it correctly. And so then it spins it up. It takes a couple minutes. So I just kind of jump ahead, and then you can name it. It deploys it to IPFS through Pinata, and then you can choose your subdomain here of a Remix in a subdomain Remix app. And what else? Okay, so then I think that's it for that part. So that's the storage one, and then well, I had one up myself, but it was just a simple example of a dApp that had a URL that I chose, or a subdomain that I chose. And I also wanted to do a kind of brief tour of the updates to deploy and run. Deploy and run had been there, for a very long time, and the design had not been updated, and the back end of it hadn't been updated, and the same with the debugger. So we updated the back end. So this makes it more modular. So basically, Remix is becoming more agile tool. And if we need to kind of pivot to make deploy and run be embedded in other tools, we're going to be ready for that. And that's on the back end. On the front end, we're updating the design. So if you want to switch to browser extension, you could do that. I mean, basically the look is a little bit different than it was. And when you deploy it, now the gas limit and the value is below the name of the contract. You can compile the contract inside deploy and run, and you can select the flavor of the EVM here as well. And when you deploy it, it's always something,
Live demos, man.
Oh, well, maybe I just have to refresh it or something. But I guess I'll refresh it, but I'll go on to something else while that's refreshing. This is like the bleeding edge too, because this is not even, I'm running this locally, and then we'll release it to the beta version and do some testing on it. So there's the prompt stuff that we were just doing, the chat history. Oh yeah. So, oh, that's right. So I definitely do need to get this going so I could show you what the debugger looks like, which is, wow. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. This is just the local version I'm running locally. And I actually, speaking of this while I'm here, well, anyway, so I'm going to select this contract, not even compiled, but because it's up here, I can see it here in deploy and run. I can compile it in deploy and run, and I can deploy it. There we go. Don't know what happened before. Okay, so when you click it, you can see the functions like it was before. So it looks a little different. And oh, that's the transaction recorder, which was a hidden feature before. This is now getting more prominent. So you can save your transactions and replay them. But here, now we're gonna take this function, which is the one I just deployed, and we're gonna save a number and execute it. And then we're gonna retrieve it. And so the look is a little bit different. And now we're gonna make the, see, I don't know if people know these buttons here, but we've added them. Also, you can expand the different panels in Remix, something that's come on in the past 6 months, so that you can, if you want to make the chat, for example, very large, you click that, and then it takes over the whole screen, or to make it back at these. So anyway, what I wanted to get at over here was the debugger, because we just have a couple minutes left. I'm kind of speeding through it. But anyway, you can see the debugger changed size. And now when you select a trace over here, it's expanded. So it's wider here, and it's taken over where the terminal used to be. And the states and the locals are here. And you can step through the function as you could before. The layout is different, providing more space, and you can still see the gas usage per line, and you can also see the stack and see the opcodes as you could before, but there's more space. And so you can step into those and step through those. So that's the quick debugger demo. Yeah, so this beta release, we're looking for beta testers. So it's a call to put your emails in the chat if you're listening now, and we'll get a form up later so you could put your emails in, and then we'll contact you, and you can get access to these new features. Some of these features in the future are going to be paid features, and so it's just to get a chance to get people to get some feedback about if you like these features, if you think they're worth it, and if you don't like them, just to get feedback from people. So it's important to see how people like this product.
100%. And yeah, just
I think I'm done with the share.
All right. And I just wanted to mention, if folks didn't catch on early on, what Rob and Stephane just demoed isn't live yet. So you just literally got alpha into their beta, so to speak. So if you want to get your hands dirty on the bleeding edge, as Rob said, definitely get on their beta program. The form to get on that will be shared shortly after. However, the contact info for Rob, as well on X, is available on the description of the podcast today. So if you're eager to get going, I would say to reach out to Rob. Rob, beyond X, are there any other channels that folks can contact you on, or Stephane as well?
Yeah. Oh, we have a Discord server. You can reach us through the Substack. You can even email.
There you go. Excellent.
And then yeah, you can send us. There's a contact info and remix.live, our info website.
Right on. And like I said, all that will be linked in the description below. So definitely give that a watch, or give that a checkout rather. And before we conclude, I just want to get both of your guys' opinion on, as I mentioned earlier, there might be some people who are watching this today. They might be just starting their learning journey for smart contract development and whatnot. And as I'm sure you guys have seen, there's a lot of content out there, and sometimes it's hard for someone to figure out what the best place to start is. From your guys' experience, what would you recommend a beginner start with, just to get their feet wet?
Well, a very easy thing is just to go to Remix and then check out like the templates in the workspaces, and then you can also like pull any repo clone a repo into Remix of any repo of smart contracts you like, and then you can ask the AI like, what's this contract do? You can deploy it to the local test chain and start kind of like playing with it, trying to figure out what's happening there. So I definitely just play with tools and get the contracts, play with them. And there's also some tutorials inside of Remix called Learneth. And on the homepage of Remix, there's a button that says Start Learning, and then there's a nice Solidity intro there, but there's intros to a bunch of other projects, and there's also like videos inside of Remix. And my favorite, I also like, the Patrick Collins videos. I like Taz makes amazing videos and very clear videos. He's Smart Contract Programmer, I think on YouTube. So those are the ones I like. Stephane? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. On that note, I will tease what is actually come down the road. I mean, just as adding some stuff on top of what Rob already said, is that we are working on a Copilot feature. In Copilot feature will be a deep integrated AI, which will actually which will actually teach you. That will be a layer much more complexer and much more easier than what you can actually see right now on S tutorial, the Learn S. Something that will take you from your level of understanding and also your pace, and then teach you stuff in a very basic way. And yeah, this is what we
actually we should come back and unveil that when that's more fully baked out.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome. And I'm sure our viewers today would love that as well. But that's fantastic advice. And if you're someone that's looking to start their Web3 development journey, this is the episode for you. But with that, Rob, Stephane, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come showcase all this alpha for us. I'm sure a lot of viewers today are very eager to get on that beta list, start testing and playing around. So yeah, we'll definitely keep everybody updated when that sign up process is live. But if you're super eager to get going, I would say reach out to Rob, reach out to Stephane over socials, so you can hop that line, so to speak.
Looking forward to having you aboard.
There you go. And with that, just want to wish everybody a very happy Friday, happy weekend, wherever you may be. And we will catch you back here next week for another great episode of DevNTell. Till then, have a good one, folks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode of DevNTell, be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode. Till the next one, cheers.